I almost considered not making this video because I thought the topic didn't matter. But I've recently learned that brand patterns are a key element of a strong visual identity. They're not front and center, they're not always flashy, but they add texture and personality to your brand in areas that nothing else can. For example, I was doing my grocery shopping at Costco, as you do, and I was thinking about this idea of brand patterns when I came across this bag of chicken. Now, this has a leaf texture, a leaf pattern on here. And so just looking at this, looking at the colors and everything that you can see in this picture, take a guess at what their messaging is. What is this company trying to say about their product? I would say, based off of the green color and the leaf look and the leaf pattern, they're going for a more natural, a more healthy version of like a fried chicken, a breaded chicken. Now, is it healthy? That's not what this video is about. But when you look at the actual packaging, that's exactly what they're going for. A more natural, a more healthy version of chicken. And one of those elements that contributes to that messaging is the pattern here. Without this pattern, the messaging doesn't hit quite like it could. The pattern strengthens the messaging. So now let's look at this spec project for Sermise. Sermise believes that nature produces the best skincare ingredients. This identity lacks patterns, so it can't fully reinforce its messaging. Their products blend into the competition. So the goal is to create a set of patterns that Sermise can use to, 1, reinforce their brand values, and 2, set them apart from the competition. It's best to have a variation of simple and complex patterns. That way there's a variety to choose from. The easiest way to keep these patterns on brand is to pull straight from what I would call my visual alphabet. So I've got the logo type, I have a monogram, and then I also have this teardrop shape that I can use, and I also have this wave shape as well. The most basic pattern that I can create is called a step and repeat pattern. It's a shape repeated over and over. It's not unique, but there's use cases for it. An iteration of this pattern is to combine one shape to create another shape, like using these teardrops to form a flower or butterfly wings. I thought it'd be unique to use the monogram and have it repeated over and over. I created a little extension that allows me to connect the monograms together, but I really struggled to make it tile. Patterns have to be a single image that connect to each other when placed side by side, and nothing I did was working to connect this pattern. So as much as I liked the idea, I had to scrap it. I started making another basic pattern with the wave shape. Randomly, I had this idea to use a sun with a wave cutout and try to use that as a pattern. I didn't like how it looked on its own, so I added the teardrop shape to try and break it up a bit. While I don't love this pattern, I also don't absolutely hate it. It's too much of a departure from the visual language, so this was another idea that I had to scrap. I liked using the teardrop shape to break up a texture, so I created this pattern. Unfortunately, it didn't look good when tiled. Poor spacing and these inward pointing teardrop shapes made the pattern feel closed off, and so the rows feel isolated from each other. Rotating the teardrop just a little bit gave the pattern a sense of movement. And to me, it almost feels like a waterfall. This pattern is a lot more complex and detailed, but I like how it turned out. Okay, let's revisit the monogram. I love this idea for a pattern, so I want to revisit it and see what else I can come up with. I found some inspiration from the logo where we have this overlapping geometry. So I decided to attempt a pattern where the monogram is overlapping itself. I added these shadows to create that look, and that really helped. After a lot of tweaking and tinkering, I finally got this pattern to tile properly. This is my favorite pattern of the 6 I've developed. I think it just looks so good. I don't know about you, but I feel like these patterns give a lot more personality to the brand. Patterns are one of those things that have to be used properly. When overdone, it can detract from the message of a brand. But without patterns, you can see that the visual identity as a whole is weaker. I'm probably not done creating patterns for this identity. As I create illustrations, those can be incorporated into patterns. To see how I develop an illustration style for this brand, you can watch this video here. This is my first time incorporating illustration into a visual identity, so I'm eager to see how it turns out. But thanks for watching. Peace out.